4. Pa! Indlu yawa. Ga 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 ga. Yeah, Cape Town, it's 4 at Cape Town, and we need to talk about it. Hi ninjas, how are you guys doing? It's your girl Owamie, aka Miss Fair, for collaborating back for our entertainment. If it's the first time joining me, I was definitely welcome. Please do make sure that I subscribe and obviously hit the bell. I absolutely love you, and do not forget to follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. It's at boldly Owamie. Now my ninjas, today in Cape Town. We're gonna talk about Cape Town and how in Cape Town people are sending in their stories and their messages anonymously to Unfiltered Cape Town. There's a page called Unfiltered Cape Town. What they usually do is that they expose, like, you know, this guy is sleeping with this one and that one. Like, they basically just constantly make these triangles, and it's of hands that are in Cape Town. Some are from Joburg, but they are forever being flown to Cape Town. Now, for some of you guys that do not know, Cape Town is like the hub, honey, okay? It has always been a very beautiful place. It's a very safe place. And so people that are not from South Africa, most of them, they feel very comfortable if they arrive in South Africa and the first place that they are in is Cape Town, aka Nigerians. Because we're gonna also talk about them, since they are such a huge, part of this story. And so most of the people that are down there in Cape Town, or let me say that the Nigerians, from how it is perceived, a lot of them are actually moneyed. You know, they've got a lot of moolah. And the hands over there in Cape Town, they absolutely love hookup. If they sleep with a guy and he does not give them money, it's like, are you from Joburg? Like, you seem to be from Joburg. Down there, they believe in, you sleep with a person, the person must pay you. You understand what I'm saying? And so we have prostitutes down there that are not even ashamed of it. They are simply in Cape Town for prostitution. And so basically that is that. The other aspect again that I do have to say is that most men, they don't have a problem, you know, buying from a prostitute. However, if he has an opportunity to can say, okay, do I buy sex from this prostitute that all my friends have also bought from? Or there's another girl, let's say she's also a prostitute, or she's let me not say a slave queen, that is in Joburg, that my friends in Cape Town have not really touched. They do not mind flying that slave queen from Joburg to Cape Town, you know, sleep with her and also pay her proper, and then have a fly her back. And you know, for them, I feel like they feel like some sort of you know, they have gotten something. You know, this person is not someone that my friends have had or whatever, you understand? So some of them now, as much as, you know, when they want a snack or something, they will sleep with their hands there. But then, you know, when they're sitting now, they're like, you know, I've got money. As I said, they've got money. I'll just fly a hand from Joburg, and, you know, she can just come to Cape Town, and this is what's gonna happen. She's gonna go back. Now, when I tell you guys that the Cape Town prostitutes and their Nigerian boyfriends, they will be the end of South Africa, I am not even lying. About Jolofina, guys, they are wilding to the latest degree over there in Cape Town. Now, the unfortunate part is that it is now even affecting the Joburg life. And I'm just like, born and if you say the house has already fallen in Cape Town, the last thing we want is for it to also fall here in Joburg. So, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and just read for you guys I'm gonna go ahead and read for you guys the stories that are from there, Unfiltered Cape Town. Okay, so this is where this whole change started, guys. It started by a lady anonymously sending Cape Town Unfiltered. So it's not Unfiltered Cape Town, it's Cape Town Unfiltered page. And she said, hi Salty, sorry, I'm using a fake account. There's something I want to confess since seeing your recent stories. I have been sleeping with men, unprotected sex, and I'm high. Oh man, this person's English, guys. Let me just try and make sense of this. I have been sleeping with men, unprotected sex, and I'm HIV positive. Some are married, some in serious relationships, mostly Nigerians, but Southie guys too. Actually, yonke insipo iyawasha, which means every soap It washes everything, honey. And no, I don't regret it. They asked to remove the condom and I clocked out of life a long time ago. So y'all can eat me up. Some I remember. Now, started now putting names of the people that she has slept with or is sleeping with. There are many names. Bo Terry, Bo Bright, Bo Pule, Bo Musa, Bo Governor, Bo Amo, Bo Scott, Bo Prinzi, Bo Piddinful, Poppy General, Lasem, Tobisi, Simbali, Khalifa Chizi, Larry Ben, or Lenkan, and that's times 2. So I guess there's more Ole Lenkan by 2. Vince, Sanele, Toby, Wale, Wheezy, George. The list then continues, my honeys. The list then continues. Now, after this, you guys, obviously there are stories that now started coming out. Somebody else said, one of these guys infected me. When I tested positive, I nearly committed suicide, but I had to fuck them all again to make myself feel better. Busy, no munye Cape Town, always telling me how fresh I am and always like protection and doesn't like protection at all. Kotwa ni mutanda twi mashi. And then this person basically put out the names of the guys that I guess she was sleeping with, and she didn't know who infected her there. But the guys there is Flaco, Leo, Sin, Olu, Joe, Papudi, and Laj. So those are 7 guys. Honey, you're sleeping with 7 men. And if you're saying one of them, it means you don't even know which one due to the fact that you've been going school with all these guys. You yourself went out there and you fetched this HIV, my honey, because I would understand if you're somebody that is being a faithful person and you're like, no, it's definitely this guy that infected me because he's the only one that I've been sleeping with, or he's the only one that I'm sleeping with without protection. But honey, 7 guys, 2, 4, 6, yeah, 7 guys. Of course, you wouldn't know who infected you. Now, at this point, out of the 7, let's say 1 is the one. Obviously, it has to be 1 that infected her. All these other 6 now just got positive for nothing. All because they're sleeping with this girl. And that is exactly how people are doing it. They test, they find out that they're HIV positive. They do not want to even see a condom anyway because they're like, I'm not protecting myself. I already have it. So when now all this Kyla, so you know, the Cape Town Unfiltered did come out here with some great advice, and I'm gonna just go ahead and read some of the stuff that she actually wrote because I personally felt that, you know, this person is actually dropping some pearls of wisdom. Let's go ahead and hear. She said, can we just normalize 9 to 5? There's literally nothing wrong also with dating a normal guy. Niyazithanda izinto nina. No bag is worth risking your life. HIV is real. Go check this stats. 6,000 people get infected by HIV every week in South Africa, and 2,300 are aged between 15 and 24. Nizofanina. Stay away from these Nigerians. Run for your life. Go back to school if you have to. Do a 9 to 5 and live a normal life. Okay. Now, the other step again that I'm going to say is, you know, she says, stay safe, guys. Someone said, when I tell you I bought the last one, the city is shaken, might die. 210 at clicks. If you don't have money, go to your nearest clinic. They do it for free. Everyone must know their status, both salty, especially if you have slept with a Nigerian raw, whether he's on the HIV gang list or not. So this is obviously for HIV test. Now, when I tell you guys that the HIV test kit is not cheap, the HIV test kit is like 210 rands, you know, and obviously when you do the test, there has to always be 2. So if you're about to sleep with somebody, and you guys know that, you know, you're not gonna use protection, or before you sleep with somebody, you actually need to test. And let me tell you why. Condoms break. Condoms actually do break, so at least know what you're getting yourself into before you actually go in there, right? Now there are steps, obviously, if it breaks, that you can take, which is obviously PrEP and all that. There's a video that I actually made about HIV. I think it was last day where I invited my doctor friend and we were talking about it. And I actually am someone that actually talks about HIV a lot. I'm HIV negative. I know my status. And I don't have a problem with that. And I saw that the last time I was doing a story time, someone was like, oh, Owamie, we're gonna suspect you. The way you always talk about it. Guys, I see a danger that is actually happening in South Africa. In South Africa, Lord forbid, I say Lord forbid because I don't want to be HIV positive. May the good Lord protect me from this virus. I don't want it. But if it was ever to say that Owamie, as you see me now, was to come out and say, guys, I'm HIV positive. This is my story. This is how I found out. This is how I'm navigating through life. People are going to call me bold. People would call me bold. I'm sure I would get interviews, from even television. My career would elevate. That's what I'm trying to say to you guys. Would elevate because they would be like, oh, she's such a strong woman. Oh, she is so brave. She's out here living with this virus, but she's living positively. But if I'm an HIV negative woman and I'm saying, guys, let's protect ourselves. Let us be careful. Let us test. These are steps you can take. If you sleep with someone and you don't know their status and the condom breaks, go to the clinic, get prep, go to the doctor, get tested, get this, get that. I'm trying to raise awareness with HIV. Then they say, oh, we're gonna suspect you. No one is praising me. No one is calling me brave. No one is calling me strong. Why is it that we only have to be celebrated if we're HIV positive? Why can we not be celebrated when we're HIV negative? Because at this point, I am blessed, and some of you are actually blessed, especially if you were born in the 90s and back, before the 2000s. You are blessed because it was the time that people were actually telling the real, honest, raw truth about HIV. Right now, people that are HIV positive, they're not even telling you the full truth. Do not be lied to. I remember only one woman that I saw, and she was on TikTok. And I'm not saying that it's everyone, guys. Some people, maybe they talk about it, I just don't watch them, or I don't read their blogs, or I don't see maybe their posts on Instagram or whatever. But I remember actually watching TikTok, and I saw this woman, and she's HIV positive. She was unfortunately raped when she was younger, and she contracted HIV from that. And so she's on ARVs. And I remember that lady, she was sitting down and she was talking, and she's from Cape Town, if I'm not mistaken. And she was actually crying. She was like, people do not tell you how hard the ARVs actually are on your body. She was talking about the fatigue that she was going through. She was talking about the constipation. She was talking about how she just feels, how her body is exhausted from these drugs. And yes, they've done a huge step in actually making sure that they bring out ARVs that do not have as severe side effects as they used to. But at the end of the day, taking those pills every single day at the same exact time, number one, just at the same exact time, that is no child's play. Please do not be fooled. That is no child's play. And unfortunately, ARVs, they actually the problem with them is that they become resilient. If you do not take your medication properly every day at the same time, they can actually build that where they now start stopping to work. Because you're not taking your medication at the right time, you're not taking your medication properly, you're not taking your medication every day. That's just the first part of it. The second part of it, the actual drugs themselves, they're very strong on your body, they're heavy on your body, and we have different bodies. People's bodies react differently. Number three, when you have got HIV virus in your body, you need to be somebody that eats right, eats proper. And that ish ain't cheap. I don't care what anybody says here. I don't care what anybody comes to me and says. Somebody that eats healthy and somebody that eats pap and whatever every day, they do not spend the same amount of money. Healthy food is actually quite expensive. It's salad in jail, just to get those leaves and whatever. You've already spent 30-something rands. And mind you, it's not like you're gonna eat and get full. You're gonna eat, get full now. Within the next few hours, you need to snack. You need to have an apple. You need to have a fruit. You need to have this. You need to have that. You need to substitute it with this and that and that. How many times in a whole day, how much did you actually spend for that meal? lifestyle. If you don't even have money, you can't even afford yourself, do you really think you'll be able to afford the lifestyle of you actually after you have contracted this virus? HIV is very serious, guys. It's very serious. And so for us that were born in the 90s and before, at least we got to be told the actual rawness and the truthness of this virus and how dangerous this actually is. And so it gave us a bit of fear. But now, the new generation, the 2000s, my heart breaks for you guys. Because you guys don't have the voice that actually comes out here and says, guys, HIV is actually serious business. It's serious business. It is dangerous. By all means, protect yourself. All that they see is people that are HIV positive being glorified and, you know, being held up to say, guys, you know, look at how positively she's living with HIV virus. You know, she's a person living positively with HIV, and they're celebrated, and we love that for them. I'm not saying that we don't love it. We love it. But I'm just simply saying that, can the two messages balance? Because I remember back then when we were in schools, they used to have campaigns where they would come to our high schools and they would come to our primaries and they would teach us about HIV, and they would teach us on how you should not contract this virus, how you should protect yourself, how dangerous this is. But now, unfortunately, those campaigns are not there anymore. They are not talking about those campaigns, and that's why, if you heard what they said 2,600 of those people that are being infected every week is between the age of 15 and 24. You are just beginning your life. That's why I believe that up until you reach maybe the age of 27, you're only starting to open your eyes. That's why I honestly truly do believe that for me, if they were like, at what age do you think someone should get married, I'd be like 27 and above. You know, at least you know who you are at that point. You're starting to know who you are. You're starting to have direction of your life. You're starting to this and this. But when you're still 15, 16, 21, 22, 23, 20, trust and believe you are only still just finding yourself. And it is so painful that for you to start finding yourself, you find yourself as an HIV positive person that has got this huge responsibility, because the moment you're HIV positive, you have a huge responsibility towards yourself. You have a responsibility towards yourself to say you're going to take your medication every single day at the exact same time. You better have an alarm for life, honey. You better have an alarm for life. At that point, the moment it says, you need to go in there and take your medication and take it. That's the first step. The second step, you've got a responsibility to make sure that you're going to live a life where you also protect others from the virus that you have. So you don't have to be going out there sleeping around. You having to have sex without condom, like, that's just completely out. You need to always have, say, protected sex. And I know that there are people that will say, oh, but if you're taking your medication proper, you know, even when you test, if you use like the strap, you're gonna test negative. You know, so you are basically, if you're undetectable, then you cannot transmit it. And that is true, but they do say that it's not 100%. They say that it's 99 or 0.9% or something. You are still advised to use protection every time, unless if you are at a point where now you want to reproduce, which means that then your partner has to also go on medication to make sure that, you know, he's on PrEP. I don't know if it's PrEP or the post. You know, isn't it? There's the pre-exposure and then there's the post-exposure, something like that. They also have to go on medication just for you guys to procreate. So trust and believe, it is a huge responsibility. HIV is not as unserious as how people in this generation are making it seem. I've heard rumors, I don't know if it's 100%. I've heard that there are certain countries that if you're HIV positive, they do not allow you to come stay. You can only visit those countries. You can never ever be allowed to like stay there and be a citizen if you're HIV positive. So you need to also think about your future. Do you see yourself dying in this South Africa that you can see the ANCs flashing down the toilet? Imagine like being here, you meet someone that loves you, and maybe you guys meet through online. You explain to the guy, I'm HIV positive, and he's like, yo, I accept you, I understand, it's fine. But now the country rules can't even let you be in there to stay with your husband or your wife. You can only visit, all because of you wanted this small joy without protection now in a generation where, you know, everybody's sleeping with everybody for money. Ciao. Y'all better just be serious. When I tell you guys that y'all better just be serious, I am so serious when it comes to this whole situation. I'm super disgusted. And the reason why I'm also just, you know, feeling disgusted is because I know that like there's so much that is actually going on. I'm gonna go ahead and just read some of the writings that the Cape Town Unfiltered was actually saying. They say, yo, some of us are watching from outside of the club, chilled AF. This better be a lesson for everyone. You don't test people with your eyes. By this weekend, all of them will be back to their normal routines, just spreading the virus like it's nobody's business. Empty heads. Okay. Now the next one says, admin, is it all or all the Nigerian gang has gone mute? Wahala, wahala, wahala. So now they're saying that Job list must come out must come after this. Magunyiwe once. And Salties must not tell me that this page is called Cape Town Unfiltered. I know. Oxaloyo, Jolloфs are everywhere. Okay. And then, so basically when it comes to this, they're actually saying that how can I say this, there are other people that now started taking those posts and started posting, and I guess some people were actually pressed, and then she was asking, why are you stressing if you claim it's all lies, and why would you waste your precious time on going for a blood test at 23:30 if you don't have unprotected sex with any girl? So when I tell you guys that obviously at this point the names were not obviously they didn't say anybody's surname, they just said names. And the same way that there's so many wahalas, there can be wahala, anybody knows. But if you know yourself and your name is Wahala and you've been sleeping with these hands, and now at this point you don't even know, you're gonna get panicked. You're definitely gonna want to go test. And then this one says, hey, but for you, how can you be sexually active but you're not getting tested? I mean, I personally believe once you agree to have sex without a condom with someone you're not dating or someone you hardly know, you're probably sick. There is no way you risk your life just like that. I feel so bad for these underage girls pretending to be in their 20s. The loyal partners, God help South Africa. Oh my God, I'm shaking. Which bride? Can this woman be more specific? I can't be able to sleep tonight. She must also please at least put the years or months she slept with them so we can calculate. Only someone who is senseless will actually believe this write-up. Firstly, why is she using a fake account? You can honestly do better with this page of yours instead of painting people black. Jealousy will kill you. South Africans, before posting confessions to you or whatever, at least make sure it's a real page sending into your DMs and not some type of dickhead or pussy-ass girl. Okay. Then it says, can I ask this, Salty, if it was a Nigerian man who has said he is knowingly infecting people and gives a list of SA girls he slept with without protection, would you still say the same thing? Would you say he shouldn't be revealed regardless of the situation? I don't think so, lol. But anyway, I got no skin in this game, just here for a good time. So now obviously I think I'm gonna read this for the last. I don't know if you guys are interested in this, because I feel like I may continue and you guys are like, I'm bored, and then I feel like I may stop and you guys are like, we're enjoying. This is the part that sucks with obviously doing videos and they're not live. But let me go ahead and read this. But honestly speaking, I doubt some of these girls are infected. Lase has been fucking girls raw, and I can guarantee you that he's clean. Shame. Ababantu, I'm sure they either use muti or kunye uprep because they are very aware that SA girls are sick. Now, as in Tombazana, you should actually ask yourself why they are so comfortable doing it raw with you. What if Amayeza abo need them to do it raw with you? Wena ucinga usilele umuntu nge-AIDS kanti yena uthatha luck yakho. But then again, I'm not God, so andiyazi, but I'm telling you that something is not make sure. This man mentioned not only sleeping with girls raw. Big question here is, why exactly are they sleeping with girls they don't love raw? It can't be just to come. Haibo. That's the other part again that I also want to talk about. Guys, men from Africa especially, they use muti. Now our girls have now caught on. They're also now starting to use muti. But yeah, they use muti. They fetch your luck and whatever. They believe in those stuff and they do that. And so now, as this guy is saying that you believe and you think that, oh, I'm giving him HIV. This guy is like, yeah, I'm taking my luck, and maybe this guy is even on PrEP. So I think that we really need to have this conversation. We really need to have this conversation, because it's like the more we don't have this conversation, the more people just, you know, they are like, oh, you know, these stats are shocking. 6,000 people every week. Every week, guys. You know, South Africans, we're not that many. We are not that many. I'm telling you, we're not like 60 million, if I'm not mistaken. Now divide that by 6,000 every week. If it's 6,000 every week, that means that it's 12,000 every 2 weeks, which means that it's 24,000 people every month that are being infected with HIV. Those stats are way too damn high. Way too damn high. We are already taking the cup. We're already number one in the whole entire world, not just in Africa. Honey, no, we take the cup the whole entire world. This is the United States of HIV and AIDS. South Africa is the United States of HIV and AIDS. The stats show. I know that there are people that are saying, oh, but the other African countries is just because they do not do tests as much as South Africa does. They don't do this, they don't do that. But we also cannot deny the fact that South Africans are sick. South Africans are HIV positive. And we are not talking about it. And unfortunately, the younger generation is not getting the real raw truth. Guys, HIV is serious, Nina. HIV and AIDS is no joke. It's no joke. And I really honestly hope that the people that are living positively with HIV, that are public figures, they can also like have that time where they also talk about the real raw difficulties that actually go on when you are HIV positive, especially when you're getting your health via the public system. Oh my God. If you're getting your help via the private section, I feel like it's a lot better. But when you're getting your help via the public, like when I tell you guys that there are people right now that yo guys, I don't even know what to say, because at the end of the day, I don't want people to think that I have a problem with people that are HIV positive or that are living positively with HIV. I have no problem with them, and I have no problem with them being celebrated. I have no problem with them being put on a pedestal, almost, you know, to say, hey, you can still do it. Those that are finding out that they're HIV positive, at least they have someone that, or people that they can look up to and say, hey, if she's doing it, if he's doing it, then I can be able to do it. Because we all know that back then, when people found out that they were HIV positive, they would just think that their life is over. And remember, guys, it's not everyone that is HIV positive because of they were a slut or they were sleeping around. Sorry guys, my memory card got full. But that's why I'm saying that there's just so many levels to this. There's just so many layers, you understand? But honestly, I'm not happy with the fact that it's like the government has also given up in actually like raising HIV awareness. It's almost like they are now just like, you know what, we're gonna turn a blind eye. We're not seeing that the stats keep rising every single day. Now let's go ahead and go back to the Cape Town culture, the Cape Town culture of their prostitutes and their Nigerian men, because these are the two that are actually being spoken of right now. Now, does this mean that we don't have other people from different countries that are in South Africa that are HIV positive? No. Does this mean that we do not have other people from other different countries that are also spreading HIV? No. However, today we're going to focus on the South African hands and the Nigerian men that are in Cape Town. Now, how I'm saying that there will be the end of the whole South Africa is because, as I said in the beginning, the Cape Town guys that have money, they fly Joburg hands to Cape Town, infect them with HIV, bring them back, fly them back here, and then these hands here, they now start also spreading it around. Am I saying that HIV started in Cape Town? Absolutely not. We also have HIV that is here, from here in Joburg. But the fact that, guys, Cape Town is just a spot for prostitution. So many people are prostituting down there. I know people that have actually moved just to go prostitute in Cape Town because they've heard that, yeah, the guys have money. And so what do they do after that? They also get hands from Joburg. And then the hands from Joburg, they now, you know, go over there, sleep with these guys raw, and then collect, you know, the disease and then bring it back here. And mind you guys, it's not only just HIV. We've got things like syphilis, we've got things like gonorrhea, we've got things like cervical cancer. You know, there's a lot, kuningi guys, kuningi that can actually happen. So if you are a hand that knows that you raw it, you know, you spoon it, just go get tested. I'm actually going to start let me not announce it right now, but honestly after this, because at first I was like, when I got when I got this deal from my sister that is a pharmacist, I was like, I think that is gonna be weird, but now no, let me go ahead and do it, and let's see how it actually goes, guys, because you do need to really honestly protect yourself. You do need to get tested. You do need to know your status. The moment you know your status, you cannot gamble with your status. Most people that sleep without a condom with different people, most of them don't test. They are like at a point where they're like, I think I'm already sick, and so they are also very scared to test. If you're very scared to test, you're gonna continue living a reckless life, and sometimes the point you're still scared at, you are negative. But because you're gonna live recklessly, because you think you're positive, that's when you're gonna actually get the HIV virus. And so I think that it's very important for all of us to just be careful. And I think the other part again that I do have to say is that there's a complete innocent group that is out here. We've got faithful girlfriends, and we've got faithful wives, and we've got faithful boyfriends and faithful husbands, which that number is very low anyway. Let me go ahead and talk about the faithful partners in this situation. Imagine being a wife or being a girlfriend, a serious girlfriend. You have got your man and you are only sleeping with him. You guys maybe have been together for 2-3 years or more, and you're at a point where you have even tested together before you started sleeping together, and you're both negative, and you're sleeping with this man and everything is fine. And now you're at a point where you are not using protection, because kaloku when you think you're in a locked relationship, you guys are together, it's only just you guys, because these motherfuckers lie. Yes, I'm gonna swear at them. They lie like nobody's business. Now imagine actually finding out that your man, because remember, these girls that go to Cape Town and they sleep with these guys raw, when they come back, they are also sleeping with South African men. And they love married men, because angithi married men give money. So this girl that went over there, flew to Cape Town to fetch HIV, is now flying back and giving it to your husband when you are at home sitting bekezeling. Angithi when you are also the kokonton of bekezeling gang. Bekezeling your cheating husband, that's forever cheating. You catch him cheating, you stay. You catch him cheating again, you stay. You catch him cheating again, you stay. And in your staying, you're not even saying, hey, this man actually is cheating. Hey, let me be smart. Let me now go to the clinic, or let me go to the doctor. Let me get tested, and then let me start being on PrEP. Let me start taking medication so that it will boost my immune system. If this man is HIV positive, I won't be infected. Why don't you say, hey, due to the fact that you are a cheating man, you do not deserve my body, we're gonna start using protection. I did that. And so I know that you also can, if you're gonna stand up for yourself. But if you're not gonna stand up for yourself, then I'm telling you, you are gonna get sick of many different diseases. Go on PrEP, use protection, because the moment that your husband starts cheating on you, he's not your husband. He is our husband. He's the husband of the community. He is a man that belongs to everyone. He is for the streets. The reason why, guys, it's actually, remember, in the first place, sex was not even supposed to be for people that are not married. In the first place, if you just think about it, sex is not supposed to be for people that are not married. Sex was supposed to be an act that happens between a husband and a wife. And which means the husband and the wife, they are only sleeping with each other. There is no other person that is here, which means that there's no diseases that are going to be spread between the two. That's why a woman and a man and his wife, they do not need protection. What are they protecting themselves against? Because it's only just the two of them. Then now, obviously, kwafika ama 2000s. I'm kidding. Hey, my screw, come for me. My latrices. No, and then as the world was going, people started to decide to say, hey, even when you're not married, you can enjoy this thing. And that's when people started sleeping around. At first there were boundaries. Okay, we sleep around kaboruna that are not married. We don't touch married people. And then obviously slave queens arrived. They were like, nope, even when he's married, we still sleep with him. About Taylor shows in J, falling pregnant with married women's children, whatever. Do you understand what I'm saying? So then it went there to a point where now it's a public thing. We don't even respect people's marriages. Abo mihlali nje, abo Xoli. Is it Xoli? EXO means whatever her name is. You know, yeah, they're publicly so. It's no longer anything that we're even embarrassed about. The world is going to hell. And South Africa is leading the whole world. Because South Africa is the one that is actually showing the path to hell, and the other countries and other places they're just following. But South Africa, you better just not be fooled. We're number one. So at this point, I don't know if the list Yamo Joburg is gonna come out. Do I think the lady is lying? I don't think that she's lying. I absolutely do not. And again, as I'm saying, HIV is something that's very serious. And I think that as a community, we need to honestly talk about it. We need to talk about it. Let us stop only just glorifying and praising people that are living positively with HIV to say, oh, look at this, because now it seems like, oh, HIV is nothing. No, HIV is not nothing. It is not nothing. That ish is real. HIV is real. You may meet somebody. Guys, first of all, the moment you're HIV positive, do not be fooled and think that every single person is gonna understand. It's not everyone that's gonna understand. It's not. If you're HIV positive at the age of 20, you need to understand that even the partner you're gonna have may not be the partner you actually wanted, because it's not everyone that is HIV negative that's gonna say, I will be with you even though you're HIV positive. I would love for the world and South Africa to be at a point where we're in that stage, but unfortunately we're not. There are people that will walk away from you because of your HIV positive. And I personally wouldn't be like, oh, okay, you know, oh my gosh, you're so evil. No, because being HIV positive also comes with a lot of responsibilities. It means that your partner has to be signing up to say, I'm going to use protection for the rest of my life. The only time we're going to have, you know, unprotected sex is when I'm on a certain medication and, you know, you are also at a certain level, and then we're only wanting to have a baby, and then after that is back to condoms, because that's what the health, you know, recommends. So there's a lot of responsibility. When you're with a partner and you're HIV positive, it's also his responsibility or her responsibility to remind you to take your pills. It's not like, oh, you know, he or she will take their own medication, because no. Unfortunately, if it starts resisting, you will get sick, you know, or you know, it may now come back to being detectable. And unfortunately, if you guys are sleeping together, even with a condom, as I said, they do break. They're not 100%. Then it means that your life may also be in danger of actually contracting this. So it's a lot. People don't take HIV as serious anymore. And I honestly don't even know what I can do, because I feel like I also have a platform. I do have a platform. I should also do something about it. I should also talk about it, because many people right now, they are not talking about it. They are not talking about the dangers of HIV, how hard ARVs actually are in your body. If you're in the public system, guys, Haisham, I'm not even going to lie. I will not lie. I'll go ahead and actually give you guys sort of an example before I actually leave. I think it was last month that I went to the clinic. You guys do know that I'm anemic, and so I wanted them to check, like, you know, my iron levels, and I wanted them to check you know, my HB. Now the reason why I even went to the clinic is because you guys know I was using Affinity Health, and Affinity Health screwed me over. If you guys are using Affinity Health, please consult them. You will die in the hospital with those niggas, okay? Now, I have been using like private care, and when you go to the doctor, you pay like what, 550, some even 600 or 7, just for consultations, and you still have to put out money for tests and this and this. The clinic is free. I'm a law-abiding citizen, and I was like, listen, let me go ahead and use this money that belongs to the government, you understand? And so I went there, and when I got there, I was like, please take draw blood so that I can know. I thought that they actually had their HB machine was even working, that I was gonna come back and I was gonna to know exactly what my HB levels were and everything. So I did go there a bit late. I think they closed at around 3:30, if I'm not mistaken. I think 4:30, I think, and I got there at around 4, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Guys, don't quote me. But when I got there and I asked like for the blood, for them to like, you know, test me, the next day was like, do you know your HIV status, you know? And when I went there, I was looking very beautiful. I had my makeup on. I even had my blue contact lenses and my hair. So maybe she thought, alright, either like, you know, I'm part of the Slay Queen gang or something, I do not know. But I was like, yeah, I know my status. I am very confident in my status because I actually am someone that like checks, you understand, and I am a very safe person. And I know that you don't just get HIV through sexual intercourse, you know, I mean through intercourse. You can get it from the salon, you can get it from anywhere. But the last I tasted was again this year, and it was HIV negative. And so I told her, I was like, no, I know my status, I'm HIV negative. And she looked at me and I looked at her and she was like, girl, are you afraid to test? And I'm like, afraid to test? No, I'm not afraid to test. Like, if you want to test, you can test me. And then obviously, you know, that's what she wanted to do. Unfortunately, they said that until I think it's 3:30, they cannot test anyone HIV test, because they need you to cancel you before, because apparently some people would react in ways that are just crazy after they find out that they're positive, and they need to go home. That knock-off time is there. They ain't got no time for this nonsense. So they would rather they test in the morning, they will console you the whole day if they have to before they actually go home and rest, which makes sense. But that lady was like, you're gonna have to come back tomorrow. The way that she was talking was almost like she was way more interested in my own status than I felt like she should. Or maybe she just thought that because I was confident, she was like. And then after that, you guys, like, I did go in there in the morning, the following day, and I gave her my hand. They took the blood, they tested, my results came back negative, and she was like, oh yeah, just as we suspected. And I was like, I think I can't blame her as well when it comes to that. Also, just because there are people that come in, they're like, no, I'm negative, and they find out that they're positive because of they're trusting the wrong people and stuff like that. But when I tell you guys that, like, they don't even give you that privacy anymore. The door was completely open, because remember, like, when it comes to your HIV status, if this is the nurse that is testing you, not even the next nurse is supposed to know your status. It's supposed to only just be between you and that nurse. But the way they do things in the public system is very messed up. It's very messed up. So just before you even take those ARVs, you are also mentally drained. By the time you get home and you just found out that you're HIV positive, your status has already arrived home before you arrived. Next thing, when you're having a quarrel with your neighbor, and your virus and whatever, you understand? So I know that there's a lot of people that are actually living in a way that really honestly things are really bad. You understand what I'm saying? And the other part again that I do have to say is this, guys. Working hard is not easy whatsoever. I'm gonna be honest with you today. Working hard is not easy. There are many times, you see, on Sunday night, I did go out, and I only went out probably for 2 hours. I was at the Groove, and it was very nice. I was with my friends, and we were having fun. The moment it said 12 o'clock, I knew that I actually have to go home, because I have to work. I'm leaving Munati, nice time, but I have to leave because I want you guys to actually get a video. I thought that at around 2:30 I'll be done. I filmed. By the time I finished editing, I filmed 4 videos and I edited 5 videos, because there's also a vlog that went up on my other channel, and I had 4 videos that came out on my main channel. This ish looks easy. This ish is not easy. I did not sleep the whole night. By the time I finished editing and uploading the vlog, because that was the last one that I uploaded, it was at around 6. Now, we were supposed to be at court at 8. So what happened? I sat, I didn't sleep. I sat, and I think around 6:30, that was when I had to stand up. I had to take a bath. I didn't even put on makeup because I was super exhausted. I didn't sleep, as I'm saying. and I had to drive to Pretoria, you know, went to court, came back. I only slept when I came back. And yesterday when I woke up late, because remember the night before I did not. First thing I did was sit record. That's why you guys got the 4 videos that you got yesterday. And then I slept. I'm not feeling well right now. I think I told you guys that I was cramping even yesterday. I took this other medication. These pills are actually very good, I won't lie. But again, Uniflex, if you're having like period cramps, you should get this. They say that these are muscle relaxers, but because I was in so much pain, I did end up taking 4. So 2 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon. And the lady did say that they make you sleep. I was taking them also with imebulin, you know, for pain. And so I passed out. That's why I woke up late today. And here I am filming. Working hard is not easy. You are gonna try businesses that are gonna fail. You guys see me most. Did I not just lose my salon? Emotionally, I was going through it. I lost a lot of money. Now I have to be selling the stuff. My mind is constantly working. I'm trying to avoid, or I am avoiding, having to use my own body as the sacrifice. Please do not be afraid to work hard. Please do not be afraid to work hard. In Chivenda, they say Muna ukonwanga chawe, which means that a man, they think that, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Muna ukonwanga chawe. If you're Venda and you can translate it, please just translate. I'm gonna pin your comment. But basically saying that the only thing that will solve you or finish you is like, what is yours? You understand what I'm saying? Like, this is my phone. Nobody can call me and try swear at me over my own phone. If you try that nonsense, I drop. And you cannot come and say, hey, give me that phone. No. But if you bought this phone for me, you can come and say, I was talking to you and you dropped my phone. Give me my phone. Do you understand? But because it's mine, I bought it. No one in this world can call me on this phone and I listen to your nonsense without dropping if I don't want to. Because you can't come and take my phone. You cannot do nonsense and claim that you're going to take my car. It's mine. You cannot claim to do nonsense and say you're going to come and take my cameras or my equipment. I bought it. And that is the reason why, even till today, guys, I'm fighting hard to make sure that my siblings get their own education and they become independent. And that's why even now, there's this thing of, oh, Owamie just likes fighting with people. That's why she's even fighting with her father. No, I don't want my mother's children to be subjected to this lifestyle. Because trust me, a starving person will do anything. Start sitting down and planning your life. If you're still young, you have not gotten into this lifestyle, please don't even enter. Guys, I don't even know how to explain this, honestly. The most expensive bag that I have, I bought myself, and I love that bag. It's right there, I'm looking at it. It's that Michael Kors bag. I bought it like it was expensive for me, you understand? I can't tell you when last I even used it. The bags that I use, they're way cheaper than that. It actually showed me to say that designer items, it's a hype. A bag is a bag. The same way that a bag fits this phone is the same way that that bag fits this. That's it. That is it. So when you see girls carrying Louis bags, is a Louis bag worth you getting HIV? Is a Louis bag worth you having cervical cancer? Is a Louis bag worth you having gonorrhea? And guys, let me tell you something. Some diseases, they are very low key. You will not see it. It will not even present itself whatsoever. Years later, you now want to have kids, you are failing or you're struggling. You go there and they're like, oh, unfortunately, you actually have this sexually transmitted disease, and unfortunately, you can't have kids because of it went so long untreated, and you didn't even know about it, and you can't even say who actually it's from because you've been sleeping with everybody for money. Be smart. Please be smart. I know kusebenza kanzima, guys, it's not easy. Nathi, we would love to be passenger princesses, but we have to drive. Azina choice mdakaba, we have to go out there and hustle and work. The whole lifestyle of precious cargo, it comes with a lot. The whole lifestyle of Louis, Gucci, all this every day, it comes with a lot. The nice part about it though is that if you're someone that is working hard, you can afford those nice things yourself and you buy them yourself without having to compromise yourself so much. And be very careful. My heart bleeds for faithful wives. Ama bokotona, I shame it's worse. My heart bleeds for you guys. I would rather be called a returned soldier that is not sick than imbokoto that is sick. Be careful out there. Be very careful, please. I don't know how much how I can say this. Please be very careful. If you're someone that is already in this lifestyle, go get tested. Plan your life, plan your exit fast, and leave. For some of us, we work for peanuts. It's fine. I saw that other girl that was talking about, I'll go to school only to go and get 25,000 rands. And I was just looking at her. I'm like, look at this idiot. Look at this stupid girl. 25,000 rands that I work myself is better than 25,000 or 50,000 that comes with HIV. At least I will have my health, I will live longer, and I will work for myself and live a comfortable life. But anyway, Aranandebe Kape. The one with ears will listen. Do not sleep with these guys without protection. Use protection, I'm telling you. And go on PrEP. If you know yourself, go on PrEP. If you know whenever you live a very dangerous life, go on PrEP. Protect yourself. And can the government please do something about these states? Why are they not they should actually have a monthly report where this many people got infected, so that more and more people can be aware and more people can take this serious to say, yo, hi, I need to protect myself. People are sick, guys. People are sick. And do not be fooled by the public figures that you see that are living with HIV, because that is not the reality of everyone. It is not. It honestly is not. And it's not even the reality of majority of people that are living with HIV. It's not. It is honestly not. Some people will not tell you about how their illnesses are just dismissed. You go to the clinic. Obviously, if you don't even have money to go to a clinic that is out of where you are, you're going to the clinic where the nurse is your neighbor. The neighbor and your mother have had fights for years. You're getting there, you're saying, Ish, I'm not feeling well. They will say, I need to know you're HIV positive. This is how HIV positive people are. Just continue taking your medication. And you find that maybe it's something else that is not even having to do with you being HIV positive. It's just something that if it can just get attention, they can be able to help you. But you're dismissed because, oh, she's HIV positive or he's HIV positive. This is just how it is. And those are things that are literally happening every day. Every day. Yeah. This is a lot. I don't know if the Joburg list is gonna come out, but it better come out. Let's see what is going on exactly. I feel like this video was very long, but honestly my heart goes out, especially to the younger generation, because I know when you're still young, you know nothing. You think you know everything, but you know nothing. And these children are growing up in a society that literally praises and calls people that come out to say, I'm HIV positive strong. But women that come out to say, I'm HIV negative, please do not, live a lifestyle where you protect yourself. Please do this and do that. They basically either say that you hate people that are living positively with HIV, or you have a problem with people living with HIV, or, oh, we are going to suspect you, because why are you constantly talking about this? Who is talking about it? Who is actually going out there and talking to these young kids to tell them, guys, protect yourself from HIV? And the reason why it pisses me off even more is that the government does not give a fuck. Because they know that we're number one in the world. Should they not be doing more educating in this country than other countries in the world? Looking at the fact that we're number one.
Okay guys, it turns out we are now number 4 and no longer number 1, but still the stats are way too damn high and the government needs to do something. So anyway, let's go back to the video.
Should they not be the ones that are actually making strict rules to make sure that people that spread HIV knowingly are getting arrested? That account that sent Cape Town Unfiltered that message, if it was in another country that they actually take this serious, they were supposed to track it down. After tracking it down, they were supposed to take the IP address of the person, get the person and arrest them. But in our country, no, because they don't even see it as serious anymore. They don't care to educate our young ones. They don't care to tell us that, guys, actually the stats are not standing at this level, constantly looking at the fact that it is a pandemic in South Africa, HIV. I hate this country. I hate it here. I just want to get out and leave. Anyway, I love you, ninjas. If I did step on any toes, I am sorry. If you're someone living positively with HIV, I am happy for you. Please just make sure that you protect yourself and also make sure that you protect other people. Please let that virus end with you. I know that someone was very cruel to give it to you. Please don't be cruel as well as to pass it. Make sure that you take your medication proper and make sure that you protect yourself and others. Okay, if you are somebody that believes when you're HIV positive you need to go out there and spread it, I do wish you death. May you die fast so that other people can be spared from your vicious nature. And the other thing again, if you are somebody that chooses to sleep with people unprotected, strangers and everyone, you will get sick. You will get sick. And please know and understand that there are certain actions that you can prevent from all that happening. If you're a sex worker that does not have condoms, that is not on PrEP, you're just asking for it. A normal life is also acceptable. There are many people that are living normal lives. We live, guys, we do not die when we don't have those Louis bags, when we don't have those Gucci slides. We are living lives here, we're not dying. So now in J, if you don't have those stuff, you're not gonna die. Working hard is hard, but it's very rewarding. And this is a sisterly advice. And some men sleep with you without protection solely to use you for rituals. So you better know that all, hey? But anyway, I love you, ninjas. And I will see you guys in my next upload. Bye, ninjas.